the moment. Joining me now is tech analyst and big-eyed Wish founder Ian Wishingrad. Ian, good to see you this morning. What are you watching for in Twitter's earnings?
Good to see you this morning as well. Thanks for having me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to skip over the good morning.
So everyone's estimating that they're going to have good numbers from a business standpoint. I think there's just going to be a reality check on what kind of business this really is. There are certain businesses that have billions of users like the Facebooks and Instagrams, and those are these incredible unicorns that people really want to be able to put a ton of ad dollars into. Twitter, I think, and like Snapchat have much smaller user bases, so people are just going to have to reset their expectations, deal with their relatively modest user base and how they're able to monetize.
I point at Mike Murphy because, again, but Twitter has tried to right its business in terms of better targeting ads, but all of these social media platforms have been dealing with problems with not securing the user data, but also allegations of going after conservatives, of bias against conservatives.
Yes, I mean, that affects all of them. I think the big story with Twitter is we run venture capital funds, so early stage startups are all advertising on Facebook. We never hear someone come in and say, yeah, we're allocating our ad dollars that you're giving us to Twitter. So I think Twitter has to figure out, is it a news source? How does it, what's the best way to monetize its base?
100% agree with you. I mean, as an investor, I've never bought the stock. I can't buy the stock. I enjoy it. The only prominent ad placement is when you see what's trending and then you try to put your sponsored show or whatever you're trying to promote in that section. But it really seems to me almost more of a public good or a news source than it is a great place to drive any revenue.
But it's almost as if President Trump has kept this company relevant.
The best thing ever.
Made it an incredible tool for political communication. Curious to find out how you think that the activity on Twitter and other social media platforms will influence the midterm elections potentially, or how they're using it ahead of the midterms.
Well, I think we've all learned now you have to do a little more research than just trust necessarily what's trending. They're talking about deep fakes now. I think the future is going to be really hairy, and the more trusted news outlets are going to become more important than ever to tell you what's real and what's fake, because it's not just going to be Twitter comments and things that are trending. It's literally visuals that are going to look real that might not be real. So veracity is going to be the biggest theme for the upcoming election, and all of them are going to be vulnerable forever.
Real quick, Emily?
Well, I mean, obviously the implications of the election, what happens in terms of regulation, what are people thinking about, what are the Democrats thinking about, what Republicans are thinking out, what would the difference be if Democrats take control of the House?
I don't know, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
You don't have to answer it. You don't want to.
But that's not Twitter's mind.
I don't think that's necessarily a partisan issue. Neither side necessarily benefits from incorrect information being spread. So I think the regulation is inevitable no matter who's in charge.
Right.
Ian Wishingrad, good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Twitter earnings, they are coming up. Still ahead. Ross on the run. David Schwimmer responds.